Hey, this is Henry Sanders back for another episode of Real Talk. Trying to keep people updated on all the wonderful things, or bad things, I should say, going on in the community, and the wonderful things going on in the community, especially people stepping up. I want to thank our investors at Park Bank for sponsoring this and making sure that you make sure that we can reach as many people as we can. And I have someone today. I don't know how to explain this young lady. I don't know if I say she's a friend. I don't know if I say if she's a sister, my sister. She's my family. I'm still trying to figure out, where we are. So maybe we can, maybe you, Wisconsin, maybe you can help us have this be a counseling session and get us on the same page.
Oh my God.
After this, you can tell us where we are. All right. So, anyways, my good friend Angela at CUNA. How
CUNA
are
Mutual.
you? I'm sorry, CUNA Mutual. Hey, CUNA, I love CUNA Mutual. Y'all get number love from you guys all the time. So how are you, friend?
I am doing well, learning a lot of new skills in this time of coronavirus.
Yes, and you're at home.
I am at home, and my kids are upstairs. I've taken the iPad from them for a little bit to record this chat with you.
And how are you adapting being at home? Because you're homeschooling. Like, how is that working out?
Honestly, the first day was real rough. So it was really rough. So the next day we had a schedule, and it turns out this daily schedule that I put together is actually just a theoretical schedule. It's more of a guide. I'm learning a lot about what my kids want and need and how to manage working while making sure that my kids have what they need from an educational perspective and just a physical perspective. And an example was last week, I think it was Thursday or Friday last week. We had our schedule, but again, it's theoretical. And 3:15, my son comes downstairs. He's like, "Hey, Mom, when are we going to have lunch?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, I forgot to give you lunch. I'm so sorry." So I have stopped, had to stop and pause to make sure my kids are getting lunch.
Oh no. So give us an idea what your schedule looks like, just a general. And
Yeah.
I'm asking jokingly, but seriously, there's so many people doing homeschooling right now. Like, give some people what's your schedule look like?
Yeah, so here, again, this is theoretical because day-to-day changes. So breakfast, coffee around 8:30. I start off 9 o'clock with my meetings, and meetings go pretty much all day with a break in the middle. So when I'm doing meetings, the kids are doing their schoolwork. And so the kids are using Zoom for school and other apps to stay in contact with their teachers and friends. So while they do their schoolwork for about 2 hours, I do my work and work meetings for 2 hours. And then again, theoretically, I take an hour and a half break for lunch and to take a walk or to get outside. And then we come back, and then again, I have time for work. They have time for the rest of their schooling. And then towards the end of their school, they start practicing music. So if I'm on a conference call in the afternoon, whomever I'm on a conference call will hear my daughter practicing the recorder or my son playing the ukulele in the background. Last week, I was on a conference call, and every time I spoke up, he thought it would be funny to play the ukulele as I spoke. I didn't think it was particularly funny. And so,
Actually, it sounds funny to me.
and then we have an afternoon break for snack and tea, and then I go back to work, and then they play.
Well, hold up.
What part?
For the culture, just for the culture. Did you say did you have a sandwich and tea? Is that what you said?
I didn't say sandwich. I said a snack and tea.
Oh, a snack and tea?
Yeah. And here's another thing about the theoretical schedule. When we were talking about, my kids were asking about afternoon snack when I was on a conference call before we had snack. And I realized that I had eaten their snack for my breakfast. So I had to figure something else out. So I'm learning a whole lot of what not to do.
But yep, and it's gonna be a process of learning, right? It's gonna continue to learn and adapt, and your kids are gonna get like my kids. My kids get so bored so quickly. I mean,
oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh! But we have a tight schedule. We have recess like from 10:30 to 11. Like we have times. We're a tight ship around here. Bam, bam, bam. Now
That's
they don't
amazing.
listen to it. Well, yeah. I mean, like you said, theoretically. I mean, on paper it's a tight ship. But, how it is. So, hey, tell me what's going on at CUNA Mutual right now. What are you guys doing? And obviously you're at home. So what are you guys doing to give back? And I know you guys we've really been paying attention to this fund. I know your CEO gave money towards the fund that we have. Yeah. And I know you guys at the Latino Consortium announced today that CUNA also gave money to them. So you guys are clearly active. But what else are you guys doing over there besides those wonderful things?
Yeah, it's interesting. Our leadership has been so phenomenal. So most of our employee base, vast majority of us, have been remote for about 2 weeks now. And our leadership and our organization is really focused in on how do we maintain a healthy workforce and be there for our customers and our communities right now in a really trying time. So for our employees, our leadership is doing regular virtual updates pretty consistently, several throughout the week. And then we're encouraging all of our leaders across the organization to use different IT resources such as Microsoft Teams to connect in with their teams on a regular basis to create that sense of virtual community, which is really important. For the DEI team, we connect every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for a minimum of 30 minutes just to check in to see how people are doing. And we'll go through the business things in terms of enterprise updates, but we'll also do things like, how are you doing? What are you looking forward to? What makes you scared right now? So we're making sure that we're taking, across the organization, that we're taking care of people both physically and emotionally and making sure that they have the support that they need in this very interesting time. And then on the community side, again, we are so honored to be a key part of the Madison community and our other communities in which we're located. As you mentioned, Henry, our CEO, Bob, gave $50,000 to the emergency relief fund that Michael Johnson and United Way started, which is incredible. And at CUNA Mutual, for our employees to get engaged, we created an emergency aid employee giving campaign where our CUNA Mutual Foundation is matching up to $200,000 of all the employee donations that go out. And we're focusing in on food insecurity, housing insecurity, elder care, and child care. So when our employees give to a local organization, we're going to match that gift.
Well, that's amazing. That's amazing. Did you come up with that idea?
Our team did.
Uh-huh. That sounds like you. That sounds like your heart.
We've just got a great team all the way up to our leadership. We've got a really good team at CUNA Mutual Group.
I hear nothing but good things about your CEO. I haven't met him, but I hear nothing but great things about him. Cedric loves him, right? Cedric loves the dude.
Yeah.
So, tell me, do you think all this stuff's going to impact people of color? Because I'm asking from a perspective of the work you do over there at D&I and stuff. Historically, when cuts come or economy, these things happen, recessions like this type of happen, it's usually people of color who are first on the line to get fired, to get let go, or people like your jobs are first to be cut, or the marketing budget that did to reach people of color are cut. So are you concerned about that?
So that's a great question. And one of the things that we have been really communicating to our employee base is that we're in a really strong financial position, and we're focusing on what's mission critical to our organization and continuing to make sure that we're meeting the needs of our consumer base now and in the future. And as you know, Henry, we are not going to be able to meet the changing needs of our consumers unless we have a lens towards multicultural and diversity. And that's going to continue to stay really ever present for our organization.
Got it. That's good to hear. So you and I have been talking back and forth about black oxygen. And why don't you explain to people what that concept is?
Sure. I'll give you a little story. First, let me pull up my notes, actually. I've got some notes on what I meant in terms of black oxygen. And the whole notion of black oxygen is how do we breathe life back into each other for black folks. So the story, and Henry, I can't remember if I told you this. Maybe I did. I was in California, sometime last year, doing a presentation on diversity, equity, and inclusion. And the night before, a colleague of mine, Black colleague who works at a credit union, we went out to dinner, and he's like, I am in California surrounded by Black folks all of the time, and you're in Wisconsin. How do you maintain your groundedness, sense of connection to community, and committed to, folks of color and Black folks specifically? And how do you stay grounded in your own identity? He's like, what I think you need? You need some Black oxygen. And I'm like, oh, that's real cool. That's really cool. So I just, I was thinking about that a lot. And then one of the things that I know, and I think that there's a stereotype here in Madison, is that people just think that there aren't a lot of amazing Black folks here in Madison. And there's so many amazing people here. And the idea of having a Black Oxygen podcast is, how do we breathe life into our Black communities in Wisconsin and lift up those voices that you may not necessarily hear from? What are Black folks doing to stay grounded in terms of their own identity? What are they doing to stay healthy, both mentally, physically, and emotionally and spiritually? And how can we share the message on who we are and let folks know that we are connected in ways that folks don't even realize?
You're so passionate about it. Even when you talked about your face lit up, your posture changed, you're excited, you're ready to go.
Yeah, that's my makeup. Don't worry.
But we're excited to get that started, and like you said, there's so many wonderful people doing wonderful stuff in the state. That's why we do our most influential list, to let people know, hey, look, we have some extremely talented people. And not all of them are like Angela, who are bougie. Sometimes don't want to respond to text and stuff. A lot of them are very responsive and very cool, and call you back and all that stuff. Not all. Oops, did I say that? I
feel like we should take a poll. Am I bougie? Well,
you want to take this poll? Absolutely, we should.
No, I don't want to take the poll. No, let's not do that poll. That would be terrible.
Absolutely, we should do
that. No. Especially not after saying I had tea with my kids in the afternoon.
A snack and tea.
Yeah.
We had a snack and tea.
We did. We do.
I get it. And you like being outdoors?
I do. I love being outdoors. So getting outside is really important to me. And making sure, this is something that I would want to feature on Black Oxygen. There's a group in Wisconsin called Outdoor Afro. It's a part of a national organization.
Put me on them. Yeah.
That's called Outdoor Afro. And it's really connecting Black folks back to the outdoors. We have been connected to the land for generations. So how do we get reconnected back to the land? In Wisconsin, my friends think I'm ridiculous in terms of how much I love Wisconsin. Wisconsin is such a gorgeous state. So how can we feature folks on Black Oxygen talking about where they visit in Wisconsin and the beauty of the state in general?
Well, thank you for joining us for Black Oxygen, bringing that to us, and we look forward to getting that podcast up and running. It's a perfect time to start it. And
I think so.
There's lots of people who want to talk about these things. Yeah, you know what? I actually want to thank you for taking the time out your busy schedule and to just sitting and talking to, a guy like me, just a North Side guy, grew up North Side of Madison. Just I'm just happy that you felt like you could come out and talk to me, and this is a good day. Hey, this is
what? How am I supposed to respond to that, Henry?
You can't. Facts are facts. Hashtag facts.
Oh my God. I don't even know what to say.
We love you.
Hey, Henry, question for you before we leave. What are you doing to stay grounded in the coronavirus time of Rona?
That's an interesting question, because last week, as you know, we're trying to get that fund turned. So I was on the phone literally from 6 a.m. to last night. I got done at midnight. So it's hard to say. Family, so when I'm not on the phone, trying to spend time with my kids and my wife and let them know that I'm here. I'm trying to keep them sane. I have a bike downstairs. So every day I'm doing 100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups, 100 squats. and just trying to get myself awake. I do that in the morning. Like I do like in 5 minutes to try to get myself going, ride the bike. Then hopefully I can start reading and stuff. I want to try to get back into reading when all this week is over. So.
Nice. What advice do you have for all of the Black folks in Wisconsin dealing with the Rona? Not that they have the Rona. I shouldn't call it the Rona, COVID-19.
Well, come on, this us. We're talking to each other. We could come on. This is our
Fair
show.
enough.
This is our
Fair
show.
enough. Yes.
I would say, one, stay healthy. Take it seriously. Don't play with your health, because this is impacting Black folks big time, especially look what's going on in Milwaukee. So take care of your health. Take care of your mama and them. Right, making sure that
That's right.
Make sure that they're okay and that you're checking up on them, and make sure that you respect the social distancing. Respect that it's not a game, because if you get this can be deadly, and don't play with it. So that's all I would tell people. It's real. Enjoy your time. When you feel with your family, enjoy the time with your family and appreciate the time. And just stay grounded in that and love, and don't be bougie like Angela. Everything else is good.
Again, how am I supposed to respond to that? Being bougie could keep you healthy.
Hey, my mama's bougie. My mama's bougie. So
Don't think that drinking ginger ale is going to keep you safe from COVID-19. It's not.
It's not. No.
Nah.
What about snacking the tea? What about the snacking the tea?
That'll keep you mentally healthy, but it's not going to protect you from an infectious disease. Why does that crack you up?
Because it's just not, because it just fits who you are. That's all.
Oh.
I love tea. I love tea. But I'll have to make sure that I put it on the schedule for my kids. A snack and a tea.
What I didn't add to tell you about my schedule is that I'm generally burning incense in the background of all my conference calls and some sage in the background too. That's also on brand.
Right. The bougie.
Oh shoot! How did I walk right into that?
Bougie. Thank you for your time, sister.
Yes.
Thank you for everything you're doing. Thank you for holding us down over the Community Mutual and making sure that that they're connected to the community. It's important that people are doing all the work we're doing. So thank you. That's important that we have you there, fighting the fight internally, fighting the fight externally to make sure that we're all inclusive. Thank you for this. Thank you for Black Oxygen, and thank you for just being a role model for all our people in the community and being a mom and doing all that wonderful stuff. I give you a hard time because I do it out of love. So, and thank you for another episode of Real Talk. Thank you again, Angela, for coming on, and we'll catch you next time.